Morning all, filet mignon here coming to you from medium rare poetry. Now it may not be morning where you are, but it is where I am at the time of recording, and it's a little bit nippy, but spring is in the air, I can smell it. Yep, there it is, and in 1 hour from now I'll probably be sweating. Anyway, that's beside the point because today I am bringing you a poem from my playlist, The Chronicles of Mania, which is keeping tabs on the idiosyncratic stuff that's coming out of the White House. And to the point, we are going to talk about Trump's meeting with Putin in Alaska just recently. So today I present to you Bomb Alaska. Bomb Alaska by Filet Mignon. Vlad the invader and Don the sole trader decided to meet face to face. The whole world was buzzing that these kissing cousins could stoop to a septic disgrace. The two giant egos were billed as amigos, but they didn't trust one another. KGB compromat kept sick Don lying flat as the weakest of two rival brothers. The orange bow weevil asked Prince of all evil to come and have lunch in Alaska. They'd carve up Ukraine, this plot was insane, and they'd fly in some steaks from Nebraska. The Kremlin agreed, but there was a great need that their tyrant would not be arrested. The fierce ICC wanted Vlad on his knees for his war crimes that they had attested. The criminal felon, like sweet watermelon, oozed sugary words of protection. His base was secure from an ICC lure. Their meeting would dodge all detection. So all was complete, and the villains would meet in an East meets the West jambalaya. Free world was aghast and would organize fast to hose down this pair of pariahs. So big Air Force One baked in raw northern sun as they waited for Vlad's aeroflot. The Russian delayed his arrival charade to ensure that Trump's collar was hot. At last he appeared, the red carpet veneer matching Donald's now florid appearance. The STD chap then gave Putin the clap, a talent of lifelong adherence. To show who was boss, a B-2 flew across. Every eye looked aloft and was squinting. They piled in the beast, snuggling on the back seat, for some intercourse hidden by tinting. The menu for lunch had Trump drooling a bunch with a filet mignon in the hush room. But Vlad and his guys were alerted and wise. It was garnished with Oz Death Cap mushrooms. So lunch was a bust as the talks went to dust. Putin wanted Ukraine all or nothing. The real estate punk had no clout and no spunk, and his power was all based on bluffing. Plus, he didn't own the Ukrainian throne. This land was a sovereign, proud nation. And Mr. Zelensky shunned any Badinsky from a Yank who was Putin's castration. This terrible war saw Vlad broke to the core. It was time that his coffers were lifted and call in the debt that the Trump hadn't met for the top job that once Vlad had gifted. Trump and his minions had made many billions since grabbing the reins of all power. To settle accounts, Vlad's required amount, US Treasury's vault he could scour. Trump's heart missed a hop, and his veins nearly stopped. His fat ankles were now over bloating. His aides were appalled at the lack of Trump's balls, a jello on who they'd been doting. Backed into a corner, his pants getting warmer, assistants all fled from the room, which left Vlad and Don a conclusion foregone that the felon was reamed with a broom. The EU spellbound as they watched the press hounds drink up all of the felon's excuses. There wasn't a deal, and the fool had to kneel and succumb to the Russians' abuses. To end the whole farce, Trump then patted the arse of his victor with comb-over hairdo. Embarrassed to bits, he imparted a gift of a counterfeit bald eagle statue. Back in the Kremlin, the wicked red gremlin was laughing at this silly show. To cause Trump more trouble, he'd sent out a double, a counterfeit Putin, you know. This poor stand-in muppet was Vlad's finger puppet. Trump swallowed the bait hook and line. Vlad sent Don a text, so to make him perplexed, conform or be sent down the mine. Trump put on a face, which could do with some mace, stating all would be blue, white and rosy. He would make a deal under USA seal, and with Europe be all snug and cozy. It wasn't to be, and plain you could see that in store was a dreadful surprise. His art was outdated, his staff nominated him for the No-Balls non-peace prize. It's pathetic, isn't it? The leader of the free world, not my free world, I'll tell you, can be bought by anyone who gives him a compliment or sends him some money. How wonderful. What an inspiration. Now, in the poem, there was reference to Oz death cap mushrooms, Oz being short for Australia. And recently, we had a murder trial where a woman was convicted of killing 3 of her relatives by putting death cap mushrooms into a dish of beef Wellington. It was awful, but give it a Google and have a read. It's fascinating. Anyway, I hope you like the poem. Please like, share and subscribe and pop a comment down below. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye for now.